My daughter told me that I looked like Fiona from Shrek. Going for that ogre look. Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am so excited. I'm finally going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts on the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. So this is not a new palette. You guys know that. It's been out for quite a while, but it's new to me. If you've been following along on my channel here for any length of time, you've probably seen that I'm on a low buy. And yeah, January has been an absolute struggle for me. So I always try to keep it real and transparent with you guys. If I'm struggling, I'm going to tell you that I'm struggling. If I don't meet my budget or I don't meet my rules of my low buy, I'm going to be transparent and tell you guys that because I think that's super important to just be real. And I don't know that I've met either one of those things this month. I know for a fact I've broken the rules because I bought 4 palettes this month. I am going to do an update for you guys in a couple of days and upload that at the beginning of February just to show you guys where I'm at, but it ain't looking good and I'm just being honest with you. So I had some money left over from my mom for my birthday and Christmas. That's what I bought with that money. I bought this and I bought the new, Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos, the collab with Angelica Nyqvist. I don't really consider that like cheating or anything. That was money that was gifted to me for my birthday and Christmas. I feel like I should be able to do whatever I want with it. But anyway, before I carry on too much longer, I do want to get into this palette and share my thoughts with you guys. I've wanted this for so very long. And now that I finally have it, I'm just thrilled and I want to dig into it. So that's what we're doing today. I'm not going to do like a bunch of eye looks. If you guys are interested in seeing more than one, please let me know down below. This is not a new palette again. So if this is your first time stumbling across my channel, I hope you consider joining my little YouTube family. I just like to have fun over here. I like to play with makeup, talk about anything makeup related, sometimes stuff that's not makeup related, talk about real life because we all got real shit going on in our lives that we can relate, with each other on. And, I'm doing a low buy this year. I love first impressions. I'm doing shop my stash type of videos. Just a bunch of different makeup content. I am going to start doing I don't want to call it a Will I Buy It series. That's Samantha March's thing. She's kind of kickstarted this entire series of Will I Buy It type videos, but I am going to do something similar. So that's coming in the future. Just a lot of different type of content. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you have suggestions for me, please leave it down below. But if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's get into this palette. All right, so if you haven't already seen a million reviews on this palette, this is what it looks like. And it's got removable pans, just like the other Natasha Denona palettes do. And these are like her midi-sized pans. It retails for $129. I did get it on sale. I think it was like 20% off. There are several different formulas in here. We have a creamy matte formula, which would be like this one up here. We have the cream to powder formula, which is just as it says, it's a cream to powder formula. We have the metallic formula here, and then we also have what's called the chroma crystal, which is like a topper shade. So I was just super interested in this. Number one, I love a grungy green, and we've got several of those kind of tones in here, or tones that play well with that type of grungy green. I like the orange tones, I like the different browns in here, and I love Natasha Denona formula. So the section that called out to me the most is like this section right up here with the green and this really pretty duochrome. But I didn't want to go off of what I was first attracted to. I wanted to try to do something different. Because even in the reviews that I've seen, like over time, that's pretty much what people have jumped into, is kind of like the green and the gold. And I really wanted to try something different. So I think I want to base a look off of this color right here. It is a really beautiful, like emerald. It's kind of emerald green. It's not as opaque as I would like it to be. It's a little bit, I don't want to say sheer, but I was hoping it would be a little bit more opaque. Regardless, that's the color I would like to build a look around. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to fool with like swatches and all that jazz. You guys have probably already seen swatches and plenty of eye looks, but I really do want to give you my full thoughts and opinions on the palette. I think that whenever you are making that decision to buy a palette, especially one of this price tag, it is important to watch more than just a couple reviews because we all have our own opinions on things, and one person might love it and 10 people might hate it. Everyone's got different opinions. So I already laid down the NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. I did watch several other reviews that talked about blending this like cream to powder formula, and from what I understand, it's not good to do over top of something tacky because it'll make it patchy and it won't blend right. So I like the NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base because it really does dry down and it'll go well with, in my opinion, this kind of formula. All right, the first shadow that I'm going to dip into is called Rope, and it is one of the creamy matte shadows right here. This is more or less like a camel shade or a khaki shade. I'm going to use that as my transition shade. I wish she had more lighter toned matte shadows in here to kind of blend into. I have tried her formula before and I do know that I like it. I don't remember trying, well, there's got to be the cream to powder formula in her other palettes, right? I don't remember. Okay, so far that's what we have. The next shade that I want to dip into is one of the cream to powder formulas. I'm a little nervous. It's the shade right down here. I'm going to work on building that up really slowly. That one is called Azoic, and it's just like a grungy brown. I don't know. It's like a mossy brown. It's really pretty. Mossy brown? Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take my Refer 14 brush. I did see several reviews on this palette saying that synthetic brushes were best. So I'm going to take their word for it because I don't have that much experience playing with this cream to powder formula and I'm a little scared. So, oh boy. I feel like this is going to be heavy pigment. I just tapped some of that off on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, that lays down quick. It's very pretty though. Ooh, I mean, I kind of like that. I feel like you can really build this up. I'm going to start kind of packing this on the outer edge here. You can really shear it out or build it up. I like that. It's different. It's a different type of formula. It's not one that I'm used to. So far, it's really easy to blend out. I thought that it was going to be a lot harder to get it to mesh. I thought it was going to look streaky and patchy. Knock on wood. It doesn't yet. I guess it's kind of early. It's just different. It's a different kind of formula. It's kind of strange if you're not used to working with something like this. Okay, now I want to start playing with that really beautiful, like, emerald green shade. This one is called... I hate this, by the way. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Jubilee. Do I need to build up with that blue first? I don't know what to do. I'm not used to working with shades like that. Right next to that shade is a really gorgeous cream to powder formula. And it's like a dark green color. I mean, it is beautiful, but it is dark. Crazy dark. Did I tell you it was dark? Do I want to risk it? I mean, I kind of do. I kind of just want to see what happens. So I'm going to go in with a smaller brush because I'm scared. This color is very deep. Like, look at that. She's scary. Okay. Let's use a smaller Morphe brush. This is the M506. It's really good for hooded lids. It's good for that really detailed, like, crease work. I'm going to dip into the shade Symbol. And Symbol is that really deep, like, emerald matte green. Oh my gosh, I'm really scared. I'm just going to start building this on that outer edge just to see what happens. I mean, I like experimenting. It's ballsy. Oh boy. You know what? Let's pack it on with a different brush first and then blend it out. I'm enjoying this. That's pretty. I mean, you can really build this one up. And then just very lightly, I'm going to start blending upward. I'm trying to be really careful because I don't want this to get super patchy out here, and I feel like it's already kind of starting, but that's my fault because I don't know how to leave well enough alone. I got to keep pushing boundaries. That's a really beautiful color, though. You would never know it's this color by looking at it in the pan because it looks almost black. I do want to take that really beautiful shimmery shade. I just don't know what to take in the inner portion of my lid. What was that shade called? Jubilee. So I'm taking that shimmery shade here, this really gorgeous emerald green, and tapping it on the outer corner. What a beautiful shade. Especially packed over top of that matte. Holy Moses. Wow. I am in love with that. Oh no. Oh no, I fall out. I'm like living for that shimmer shade. I'm so surprised at how opaque it showed up. I'm just going to pull that all the way through. That's what I want to do. We're just taking some chances today. Why not? I mean, what a beautiful color. Getting lots of fallout. So just a little bit of a warning, if you are going to use the shimmery shadows, do your eyeshadow first before you do your base makeup, because I have had a lot of fallout with the shimmer shades. Well, the shimmer shade. But man, that's a beautiful color. It's better packed over top of that cream to powder formula as opposed to just by itself. But it's still beautiful. I'm going to attempt to put that duochrome Orium over top, just like the inner portion. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to put down a little bit of glitter primer first. Ooh. It doesn't have quite like the pizzazz that I usually go for because I like the really sparkly, shimmery, shiny shades from my indie brands. But it's not awful. It's definitely pretty. I do like that. I'm going to repeat this on the other eye. Probably smoke out that lower lash line with the same like camel shade and then that matte greenish emerald shade, whatever it is. And then I'll come back and give you my thoughts on this palette. Alright, so this is the finished look after I added, well, I did quite a bit, to be honest with you. I obviously finished the other eye. I smoked out that lower lash line with the same mattes that I used up top. Just smoked them out underneath. Then I took a CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus eye crayon or eye pencil. This is so old. I've probably had this in my makeup collection for about 10 years. Something like that. Something crazy. This one's in the shade Hunter Green, and it just went really well with the eye color that I had on my lids. So, that's that. For my inner corner highlight, I used one of the Davina, I think this is from her Star Chasers collection. It's one of her newer collections. This is the shade Vela. Anyway, I feel like it really just added that extra pop that I was looking for on that inner corner, because this palette really doesn't have any kind of like inner corner shades. The only thing it really has, I could have used the same duochrome that I used on that inner lid, but I want it to be different. I didn't want to use that same shade. Or I could have used this like satin cream shade, but I just didn't feel like that would look right with the vibe that I had going on. So, not to mention, I need something sparkly, shimmery, eye-catching. That's why I use that Davina single. For the lips, I went a little bit loud and crazy. I feel like green and red really complement each other. So I took the ColourPop Lippie Sticks. This one's in the shade Trust Me. It's one of their Matte X formulas. Beautiful red color. I outlined my lips with the ColourPop Lippie Pencil in Overtime. I feel like these are like a perfect match for each other. And then I went over top of that with, this is from Belle in Argent. It's something I got, I believe, from like, I feel like I got this from Ipsy a long time ago. Was it Ipsy? Birchbox? I don't remember. Anyway, I've had this for a super long time and I've just never used it. You wouldn't think by looking at it that it's this shade red, but it is. It almost looks like it would be like a brick red. It's not. Not even a little bit. I know you can see it on my lips, but I just want to show you on its own here without the lip liner and whatnot. It's a really beautiful red shade. So I like the fact that I was able to use it, considering I've never dipped into it before. And I feel like it just added a nice touch on top of that lippy pencil and the lippy sticks. All right, so I want to go ahead and recap my thoughts on this Metropolis palette. There is quite the learning curve with that cream to matte formula, or cream to powder formula, I'm sorry. It's just not something I'm used to working with, so I was nervous to use it. It took a little bit of extra buffing, but once you have them laid down and it's buffed out, they do look really nice blended together. I wouldn't say they blend as... How do I want to put this? When you're blending matte shadows together, they really do blend into each other. There's a gradient. It just looks super blended. These are a little bit different. You can't exactly blend them in that way, but they're still blendable, if that makes sense. It just takes a little bit of a learning curve. So I do really like it. I like the color selection here. I feel like some of these shades are a bit redundant, especially like, I don't know, some of these oranges are just really close in tone. These two shades here are also super close in tone when I swatched them out. I just don't see what the point was in including some of these because they are so similar. Yeah, I don't know. But I do really enjoy this so far, and I'm excited to keep using it. So again, if you want to see me create more looks with this, maybe I can do like a 5 looks 1 palette type of video for you guys if you're interested. If you're like, you know what, we're so over the Metropolis, it's old news, that's fine too. Leave me your thoughts down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, watching me come up with this look, talking about this palette. I just want to take the time again to thank you guys for consistently showing up on my channel, watching my content, taking the time to leave feedback, to like my videos, participate in polls that I put up here. I've had quite a few of you follow me over on Instagram, so I appreciate that as well. I am just floored by the amount of support that I've received here on my channel this year, or last year, this year, whatever. And I just love the community that we're building here. You guys chat amongst yourselves. Mostly it's positive interactions. I don't have a lot of hate here, and I'm so grateful for you guys. So thank you again for being here and subscribing. If you are not already subscribed, but you're looking for that sense of community, you're looking for somebody to talk makeup with, other people in the community to talk makeup with, we have a good thing going here. So I hope you consider subscribing before leaving. If you do that, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.